On the road again, this time to Chutes. See you in about 5 hours. I'll have to edit that.
So one of the great things that Chutes has to offer is actually this here, which is their fenced-in pet exercise area. So as you can see, there's a fence all the way around it to keep pets secure. Just picnic tables to lounge at. So yeah, it's a nice space if you wanted to just hang out and spend some time with your pet and not have to worry about, you know, on leash, off leash, all those rules that you usually can have to navigate when you're at parks and visiting.
Yep, absolutely.
Come on, loose. Good girl, Davy.
It doesn't float.
He chose a stick that didn't float.
There must be a witch.
Loose, come on. Yep, Mama's got you. Mama's got you. Hi. Hi. There you go.
Go again, baby girl.
everyone, so we're coming to you from Chutes Provincial Park. We're here for the weekend. Well, actually, I guess we're here for 5 days.
Yeah, it's civic holiday here in Ontario, so we took full advantage of it.
Yeah, and for us, as a group, like the Cas Pack, it was a really special weekend because yesterday was actually Lucifer's Gotcha Day anniversary. So we celebrated that this little guy here has been with the family for a whole year.
Yeah, so his weekend was detailed with lots of treats, specials,
He wants down.
hikes, swimming,
And
all that
squirrels.
fun stuff, and squirrels.
There are so many squirrels in this park, and they are very vocal and very unafraid, I guess. Like, they run right up onto your site, even with 3 dogs here. We saw them on our site all weekend long.
Yeah, they'll definitely share their opinion with you.
So the big thing we found here at the park was that we would classify the sites as semi-private. So there are some options that are a little bit more private, but you don't have the backcountry sites or the walk-in sites quite the same as you would have at some other parks. There are some walk-in sites, but the walk-in sites they have, you can completely see the site from the road. You just have to park and walk down to it, but it's still completely visible, completely accessible. There are some great sites that, you know, are on the more private end of the spectrum. Like the one we have here is really nice, but we still can see our neighbor here a little bit and have all weekend.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, plan accordingly, do your setup properly, and if you want that privacy, just set up accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we just put the Kuma, which is our dining shelter, over here. We've got the Kuma Bear Den gazebo, and we put it kind of in that area to block off our neighbors so that we had a little bit more private space to hang out with the pups, and they weren't set off quite as easy.
It was all pretty good with them.
Yeah.
So the park store. So when you come in and register, basically the building there, you could register. You get like your patches and stickers, some of the merchandise like sweaters, hoodies, and all that stuff there. They really don't have.
Apparently, Indy wants to give his 2 cents, so he's vocalizing his opinion here for a moment. Come here, Indy. He wanted to give his review.
Not enough treats, apparently.
He's sleeping now, so that was short-lived.
Yeah. So, anyways, so you can get your merchandise there, your stickers, stamps, or not stamps, but patches, shirts, and all that stuff there. You can get firewood, of course, but you can't get ice. You can't get any kind of other groceries or stuff to get you by for the weekend. But when you leave the campground here, take a quick left, and it's over on your right side. It's a locally owned store. Basically a little convenience store. They're open 7 days a week. And so, yeah, they have basically all the basic necessities that you would require, especially ice. And they do sell firewood there, but also in the kitty corner there is a place that sells wood. I think it's like $12 for a bin. We bought 5 bins for $60, so $12 a bin, and it's lasted us from Saturday, and it's Sunday now, so we still got a fair bit that we're going to use.
It was good quality. I mean,
Yeah.
It caught fire fairly quickly, but it lasted a long time. Like, once you get it burning, it's not like it's gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who are bringing your dogs or your pets, which obviously, I mean, if you're following the Cas Pack, we are a pet-friendly outdoor travel site, so I'm assuming you are. There's a really nice dog beach here. It is, so when you have the falls, at the base of the falls is the usual beach, and then kind of around the corner of a little peninsula there's a dog beach, and it has some rocky areas, it has some sandy areas, there's a little bit of everything for everyone. But before you get down to the dog beach, what really sets this park apart from a lot of them is that there's a fenced-in pet exercise area, or dog exercise area, I should specify. It's completely fenced. There's some picnic tables for the dog owners to hang out. It's forested, there's trees, there's grass. It's a place for your dogs to run and play and connect with other dogs. Now, of course, this is not somewhere to just drop your dog off. This is for you to be there also with your dog, engage with other dog owners, and connect with the dog-loving community.
Yep. And just for heads up for like the comfort station, there's only one comfort station. So of course there's a women's and men's side. Men's side, there's, you know, their typical stuff. Obviously I was not in the women's one, but there are showers. I do believe there is a laundry area.
Yeah, it's a covered laundry area. So if you're dealing with bad weather, it's actually completely enclosed and it's a safe place to go and do your laundry while it's raining or whatever else you might be faced with.
Yep. Which leads us into our loop here.
Yeah, so we're in Big Chute Crescent, which is the radio-free area. It's also a completely non-electric loop, which is great for those of us who tent camp. I can't get over how quiet it is here. We haven't really heard much of anything at all the whole time we're here. We've seen wardens, every 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
They're walking past, they're biking past, they're driving past, but they're watching it really carefully, which is a lot to say compared to some of the other parks we've been to. And the best part about this area, if you're willing to camp hydro-free, so if you're willing to completely unplug for the weekend and use solar or whatever it is you use to give yourself power, at night while we slept, you can hear the falls. And that is the best way to sleep. It's like this white noise machine built into the site.
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably like the best night's sleep I ever had at a campground. Mm-hmm. That white noise, and just you could hear a pin drop at by 6 p.m.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the quietest trips we've ever had.
Yeah. And which leads us to the other campgrounds.
The other loops here, most of them are electric, or they're a combination of electric and non-electric. They're a little bit more open. There's not as much privacy.
Yeah, not a whole lot of privacy. Something that we probably wouldn't venture with too, but
we prefer a more rustic, woodsy, get away from people type camping. But if you prefer more to connect with your neighbors and be close to other people, the other campgrounds here would be a lot more your style.
Yeah, and which, I mean, you get into the trails afterwards, and the trails are not overly hard.
Well, there's really only one trail here. It's the Twin Bridges Trail. We really wanted to take it. Unfortunately, for those of you who know what's going on with little man Lucifer, and I know that we've mentioned it in some social media and whatnot, so we adopted Lucifer from Tennessee, and when he came to us, we ended up finding out that both of his front legs have fractures right at the carpal joint, or the wrist joint, and they can't be braced, they can't be pinned. So basically what we have to do is manage his pain and keep his activity level low until they break all the way through, and then we're actually fusing those joints. So we've had to adjust what we do when we're traveling to compensate for what he can do. And one of those things is that as much as we'd love to do the trail here, the Twin Bridges Trail is it's too long to take him on. We're looking at getting a pack so we can carry him, but we don't have that yet. So we kind of checked it out just at the edges, but didn't get a chance to really take the trail.
Yeah, and from what we could see from those edges, it looks pretty groomed and fairly accessible for people of all ages.
Yeah, it looks like a great trail. It looks like some great views. I really do wish we had been able to take it, but I guess it's an excuse for us to come visit again. But I mean, even if we didn't have that as an excuse, the big thing for us with Chutes is that it is such a dog-friendly atmosphere. Even when I was out, I would take one of the dogs out to go for a walk, And everybody's smiling, everybody's complimenting your dogs, the wardens, the other campers, like everyone was just so friendly about it and so dog positive.
Yeah, with the dog parks that to the parks, Ontario parks that we've been to as of late, I mean, like, they've all been pretty much dog friendly. But this one just takes it up a little step higher.
Now, in this trip, we didn't bring the cats because Jinx doesn't like longer trips. She only likes to go out for very short times. So this was a long trip for her to drive, 5 hours and then be here for 5 days. For a cat that prefers to stay a little closer to home. I know Pip would love it, but Jinx wasn't on board. So I can't speak to how cat friendly it is. We didn't get to try that firsthand.
Yeah, but, there's a lot of animal lovers here, so I'm pretty sure that they would have been welcomed with.
Oh yeah, I get the impression that they would have been welcomed by everybody from park staff to the other campers. Everyone is just so friendly and so pet positive.
Yep. So, in saying that, what would you give?
Oh boy.
Chutes?
I don't even know. You go first this time.
Okay, so I would give Chutes a 4 out of 5 paws.
I think I have to agree with you. I would give 4 out of 5 paws. I feel like I would have given 5 if the sites were more private, but because of the fact you can't get that completely private site, I'd have to give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, and I mean, in today's world, you probably want to have like a little park store or something like that you could.
Yeah.
Not saying like a visiting center or anything like that, but like a park store where you could actually pick up some supplies. That would have been it. We would have probably graded it a little bit higher if it had that, but I mean, I think it is an older park.
That being said, if you haven't been to Chutes Provincial Park, just to see the falls is absolutely incredible. I highly recommend it. Like, you need to go if you haven't taken the trip.
Absolutely. So,
yeah. On to our next adventure. So we're at 4 to 5 this time. Our next trip that we'll be reviewing is actually Wheatley Provincial Park.
Yeah, we'll be heading down there in a few weeks. So.
Wheatley is one we know very well that we have stayed at many, many times. So we used to live down in Windsor, Essex, and that was our go-to weekend park. We're going down to visit his family this time, but we'll still review it for you while we're there.
Yep. In saying that, happy camping.
Happy camping.
I must protect this place from the elusive chipmunk. He's been terrorizing me for 2 hours. I will wait. No, I'll just eat a bug.